I decided to make a video about the installation of an Airdog lift pump on my Volvo truck. It's got a D12, and I was looking for a little bit more pulling power, throttle response, just a little bit more get up and go. Those of us that know D12s, well aware that it could always use a little bit more performance. So that's what I've been chasing now. I'm impressed with the Airdog kit. It's specifically for the D12. It's got everything there needed to make it a seamless installation. I just removed my Davco and didn't have to drill any holes or anything like that. Everything just bolted right up. Hardware, brackets, fuel lines, everything is there, and then some. The kit is I believe for multiple Volvo engine models, including the D11, the D12, the D13. I believe the D16, as well as the Mac applications. I got my kit from Bigfoot Diesel Center in Pinellas Park, Florida. My good friend Amir, who owns the shop, hooked me up with a very good deal. So I want to give a big shout out to him and his shop, his operation. Check him out on Facebook, Bigfoot Diesel Center. Yeah, I try to document everything that I could as good as possible, and I'm currently testing the unit, and so far I'm pleasantly surprised. It's a good addition, especially to an older Volvo engine. So I hope you enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel, please, if you can. That would help me a lot. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below the video. All right, here's the good old Davco unit. We're going to replace that with the Airdog lift pump. The manual is included. Very simple to follow instructions. All the bracketry, the hardware, the wiring loom, and various sensors, and the idiot light, and some other connectors to make that all work. My particular application is 2005 Volvo D12 D. And like I mentioned before, this particular kit has fittings for all the Volvo models, including the Mac variants. So you've got everything there you need. Okay, I've removed the Davco, the quick connect fuel lines. They come off real easy. Pull the clip out, remove them. Obviously drain your fuel out before you remove it. We're going to be able to reuse these on the Airdog, so easy peasy. I went ahead and assembled the frame, and I didn't tighten anything up. I left all the bolts loose, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to mount this to the frame. Once I have it properly mounted and with all the included hardware and tightened up, then I'm going to snug up all the nuts and bolts to the unit itself. Airdog unit installed where the Davco was. All the brackets are included and no new holes to drill. Fuel lines connected. Quick connect, disconnect. Nothing to add there really. Just a zip tie to hold things together. That's the vapor line right there, which I ran through the hole in the frame. Just make sure that I have enough clearance there so nothing rubs. And then I routed the vapor line under the shrouding to the other side. Yeah, unit looks pretty great. This is where the fuel line comes back up on the driver's side, or I should say the vapor line rather. I just ran it as close to the frame as I could. Just try to avoid, sharp edges, zip tied where I could. That is the adapter where it connects to the return line. Everything is quick connect, clips, just pull it out, put your new piece in. I had to shorten that hose a little bit, but it just looks great. Right here is where I connected the relay to the firewall. There's plenty of wiring, you know, to route it downward. It's pretty much out of the way. Here's where I ran the wires along the AC lines and just zip tied them, and that plugs into the Airdog unit and supplies power to the Airdog. You can do what you want, make it look nicer if you want, and so forth. This just worked for me, so it's out of the way, doesn't disturb anything. I've got another wire here, or a wiring that I ran down to the battery. That's where it connects to the battery positive and negative, and like I said, you've got plenty of clearance to zip tie that. And then finally, the portion of the wiring that runs to the interior, to the idiot light and the fuse panel, and I was able to pull a rubber plug out. That's where I'm going to route it through, and that should work. If you look at the back of the firewall, the Airdog, you know, loom, wire loom comes down. I just decided to route it this way, zip tied it there by the fender bracket, and then plugged it in. All right, I ran the wire, the power wire. You can see it. Just ran it along the top. You got a lot of slack, so lots of room. Just zip tie it up, and then I made it drop down here, and I've got my positive and my negative connection here. So okay, this is what it looks like after I've ran the loom through the firewall with the plug inserted. It keeps you know, air from rushing in through the firewall. You can see I ran the loom here. The red wire is going to run up to the fuse panel to power up the whole system, and I was able to actually tuck that in with the rest of the loom to just, you know, keep it from chafing behind the firewall, or behind the paneling rather. Just ran it up, you know, behind panels, removed a few more kick panels to get access back there, and also removed the HVAC control unit. That gave me a nice hole back there with some trim pieces removed and so forth. It doesn't take very long to get access behind there. And then I was able to route the wiring all the way up to the fuse panel area. I'm going to install my idiot light, you know, somewhere in this area here. It just basically requires drilling a hole. It's going to be pretty simple to figure out, you know, where and how to do that. And, you know, I'll find a nice spot for it. The red wire, there's another piece that came in the kit that allows that to, you know, basically plug into a fuse position so that it's always in the run position only. Yeah, and that's the way I'm going to go ahead and hook that up. So everything's included in the kit. Very simple to install. All right, here's the fuse holder and how it connects to the fuse panel. This powers the system up only in the run position. You know, proper connection there, and then run it behind there and install the idiot light, and that'll only light up when your fuel filter is full. Looks nice and clean. And there it is. Everything's installed, and pours like a kitten.